Good morning, dear students. So here I have drawn an unit circle. Unit circle means, already I told you what is unit circle. Unit circle is a circle whose radius is 1 unit. So this is a unit circle taking the origin of this Cartesian plane as the center of the circle. So O is the center of the circle. At the same time, O is also the origin of this Cartesian plane. So this is x dash, this is y dash. Okay. Now let us take a point P on the circle. Let us take a point P here on the circle. Suppose it is point P, and this arc AP, this is suppose arc AP, it subtends an angle here at the center, that is suppose theta. Let us say this angle subtended by arc AP at the center of the circle, this angle is suppose theta, and coordinate of this point P in the Cartesian plane is suppose x comma y. Okay, coordinate is x comma y. And let me take another point here Q, which makes this arc AQ makes an angle here at the center, that is suppose minus theta. Minus theta, why we are saying? That is, it is in clockwise direction. The angle subtended here, it will be in clockwise direction. So this is Q, and this arc AQ subtends an angle here minus theta, which is numerically equal to this theta. Means if it is 30 degree, it is 30 degree. But we will call it minus 30 if it is 30. Why? Because it is formed in clockwise direction. When an angle is formed in anti-clockwise direction, it is considered to be as positive angle. A negative angle is that this is negative arc. That means you can say arc AQ is negative arc. So here I have selected point Q on the circle in such a way that negative arc AQ subtends here an angle that is minus theta, which is numerically equal to this angle. Numerically equal, but value wise it is negative value and this is positive value. Okay, dear students. So now I have suppose said that this coordinate of this point P is x comma y. Then coordinate of this point Q will be what? You know that this way, if we write here x comma y, we mean that from here to here it is x unit, and from this point to this point it is y unit. The same way, if it is x unit, then here also will be the coordinate will be x unit, abscissa will be x, and ordinate will be opposite of this ordinate. This ordinate is y, its opposite ordinate will be what? Minus y. As if this is the reflection of point P, means I can say this is suppose the x-axis is the mirror and its reflection is here. So its coordinate is x comma minus y. Now dear students, you see, as we have studied earlier in the previous class, we have studied that all these points can be denoted by using cos and sine trigonometric functions, trigonometric ratios. So you see, this x stands for what? That is cos of the angle theta. Cos of this angle theta is equal to what? X. And sine of theta is equal to y. Means this is the value of cos theta, and this is the value of sine theta. This is sine theta. So the similar way, now you see here, this angle is what? Minus theta. Then cos of minus theta will be what? Cos of the angle minus theta is equal to this value. What is that? X. And that x is what? Cos theta. So now you see, dear students, then is cos of a negative angle is always, it is again cos of the positive angle only. Means cos of negative angle will not change. It will remain same. What is cos of positive angle? It will remain as cos of positive angle. Means cos of minus theta is cos theta only. But in case of sine, you see, sine of minus theta. Sine of minus theta, you see. Sine of minus theta is what? Here minus y. Minus y. Because this is the value of cos theta minus theta, and this is the value of sine of minus theta. Sine of minus theta. So when you will say sine of minus theta, we will write minus y is equal to what? Minus y stand for what? Sine theta. So we will write here minus sine theta. So we have realized that if cos theta is represented by x, then cos minus theta will be represented by again x only, means cos theta. If sin theta is represented by y, y is represented by sin theta, then cos sine of minus theta will become again minus y. Okay, this is to be kept in mind. So we have learned from this discussion that we have learned two things here. Point number 1, cos of negative theta will be again cos of positive theta, and sine of negative theta, second point, sine of negative theta, theta in radian, it will be minus sine of theta, sine of positive theta. Where you can apply this? When questions will come here like this, suppose you are given sine of minus pi by 2, then this minus sign can be removed like this, minus sine pi by 2. For any angle, sine of suppose minus pi by 6 is there, then you can write it as minus sine of pi by 6. Similar way, cos of, for cos it will be like this, cos of suppose minus pi by 6, minus pi by 6, then it will be just cos of pi by 6. You will remove the minus sign. Here the minus sign will come out from the angles position 2, it will come out of the, for the whole ratio it will be. The minus sign will be considered for the whole ratio. It is for the angle, now it will be for the whole ratio. That means it will become a negative of that sine ratio of that particular angle. Okay, dear students, you understood this point? So two important points we have learnt in this discussion. These two important points. Cos of minus theta is cos theta, sine of minus theta is minus sin theta. Remember this. On the basis of these two, the remaining 4 ratios can be also, their sign will be what? That also can be formed for negative theta. Let us find out. Secondly, we are making a new list for other trigonometric functions. Like suppose I want, say this is third number, tan of minus theta I want. No, tan of minus theta is actually the ratio between sine of minus theta by cos of minus theta. As you have learned just now, sine of minus theta is minus sin theta and cos of minus theta is cos theta. So the final thing is minus tan theta. So we have learned tan of minus theta will become like sine only, minus sign will come out. Minus will not disappear, it will remain. It will remain. Similar way, we can also write the cot of minus theta. That also will be negative only because sine is negative. So cos by sine, cos is positive, though it will become minus cot theta. Is it clear, dear students? So this is cot of minus theta, sine of tan of minus theta. Then cosec of minus theta, sec of minus theta, let us write sec of minus theta. Since sec is dependent on cos, its sign disappears, cos minus theta is cos positive theta. So sec minus theta will become sec positive theta. It will not be negative. Remember? So you'll remember this, that sec of minus theta will become sec of positive theta. Similar way, then cosec of minus theta is right. Cosec also dependent on sine. It is a reciprocal ratio of sine, so it will become minus cosec theta. Please keep this whole list in mind. Okay, dear students, you understood how to form this? So I have given this if for minus theta, how to write the trigonometric functions values. Okay, dear students. Dear students, here a small table that I have formed to write the signs of different trigonometric functions in all these quadrants. Now, how the sign of the trigonometric functions will change in different quadrants. In the first quadrant, all of us we know that in the first quadrant the abscissa ordinate both are positive. Abscissa means cos and ordinate means sine, because we have learned that abscissa x is denoted by cos of the angle theta and ordinate y is denoted by sine of the angle theta. Got the idea? So now that means here cos and sine both will be positive, because positive numbers only will be here. So all positive here, you can say all positive here. And in the second quadrant, you know, abscissa are negative but ordinate positive. So here you can say sine is positive. Sine is positive here, and the cos is negative. Then except sine, all will be negative, because except sine and cosec, sine will be positive and cosec will be positive here. Sine is positive and cosec is reciprocal of that. Cosec also will be positive, and all others are negative. So I will not write about others, because it is understood that when sine and cosec are written, it is understood that the others are negative only here. Okay. In this, all are positive. No need of mentioning again particular one. In this quadrant, in the third quadrant, just you think, here cos is negative coming this way, and downward also negative. So negative here. Cos is negative, sine also is negative. But what will be positive here? Tan will be positive, cot will be positive. So here we can say tan positive and cot also will be positive. Why? Tan and cot are dependent on sine and cos. So when sine and cos both are negative, then their ratios will be positive. Are you understanding? So here tan and cot are positive, and here cos is positive, because this way coming this way abscissa is positive, coming downward ordinate is negative. So which are dependent on cos? There is only cos, that is cos positive here, also sec positive here. Sec will also be positive. Sec also will be positive. Then after cos and sec, the remaining ratios will be negative here, because the remaining ratios are dependent on sine and cos both. Sine, some are dependent on sine and some are dependent on sine and cos both. Like cosec is dependent on sine, so sine is negative, so cosec is negative. Cot is negative because sine is involved there, and tan is negative because sine is involved there. So these two will be positive, these two will be positive here, these two will be positive here, and all will be positive here. So let us write down then sign of the trigonometric functions in the first quadrant. All positive, we can write here all positive. In the first quadrant, all t functions positive. In the second quadrant, sine theta and cosec theta only positive. And in the third quadrant, tan theta and cot theta only positive. And in fourth quadrant, cos theta and sec theta only positive. So the remaining ratios, what will be their sign? It is understood negative, that means. Is it understood, dear students? So remember this way, and you should know practically how it is, and automatically you will be able to form this table. So remember, dear students, that is in first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and in the fourth quadrant, which are the ratios that are positive, I am going to mention it here. Here in the first quadrant, all are positive. All positive. All positive. Okay. And in the second quadrant, sine is positive. And sine and cosec. So when we say sine, you should understand cosec is also there. Then in the third quadrant, tan is positive. When we say tan is positive, then you should understand which tan, cot also is there. Then fourth quadrant, cos is positive. Cos is positive means sec is also positive. So cos is positive. Cos and sec both are positive. So you can remember this way. This will be better if we remember this way. One ratio is enough. Sine, when we say, immediately we know the other also. So like that. Here, all positive. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Okay, dear students? Dear students, in the previous class we have learned how to change from degree measure to radian measure, recall 360 degree is twice pi radian. Then 180 degree is pi radian. Then 90 degree is pi by 2 radian, means dividing by 2. Then 45 degree, that is pi by 4 radian. Then also if we divide by 6, 180 by 6, that is 30 degree. 30 degree is what? Pi by 6 radian. Then if we want to know 30, 45, 60, if we divide 180 by 3, so it will be 60 degree. 60 degree is pi by 3 radian. So in radian measure we know this, no? So then their corresponding values also for the trigonometric ratios. So suppose when we say sine 30 degree is 1 by 2, then sine pi by 6 also is 1 by 2. So just you see this list now that I am going to give you here. So dear students, so I am going to fill up this table. You have the previous knowledge of filling up this trigonometric table in class 10 you have learned. So sine of 0 degree was 0, sine of 0 radian also is 0. So it will be 0. Yeah. Sine of pi by 6. Pi by 6 means what? You know, pi by 6 is 30. Sine 30 is what? 1 by 2. So that means sine pi by 6 also will be 1 by 2. Then sine of pi by 4. Pi by 4 stands for 45 degree. As sine 45 is 1 by root 2, sine pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Sine of pi by 3. Pi by 3 is actually 60 degree. It represents 60 degree. So sine pi by 3 is root 3 by 2. Then sine of pi by 2. No, pi by 2 is what? 90 degree. So pi by 2 is 1. Sine pi. For that you have to look at the unit circle. Look at this unit circle. When we talk about sine pi, that means we are talking about this angle subtended by this whole semicircular arc. What is the value of sine here? What is the value of sine here? 0. Because the second coordinate, that is ordinate, represents the sine, and that's why this is 0. That means this is the value of sine pi, because the angle subtended by this arc at the center is pi angle. So sine pi will be equal to 0. Then we will have to write like this. Sine theta means sine pi is equal to 0. Sine 3 pi by 2. 3 pi by 2 means actually one more pi by 2 you have to consider. That means this is pi by 2, another pi by 2, one more pi by 2. That means when this whole arc, which covers the 3 quadrants, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, when it comes here, what is the value of sine? Sine value is what? Minus 1. So sine 3 pi by 2 will be minus 1. Then sine twice pi. Sine twice pi. The last one is I have written here, sine twice pi. Sine twice pi means the complete circle. What does it form here at the center? Twice pi means pi by 2 4 times. So up to here, that means. So this is twice pi. For twice pi, when the complete circle will be formed, that means we are talking about this point. We have to reach this point. That is, we have to revolve around the whole circle. Then when we will come up to this position, that time what is the abscissa, what is the ordinate? Ordinate is 0. That is the value of actually the angle formed here at the center, sine twice pi. Sine twice pi ratio. So sine twice pi is what? 0 again. Already we have learned this trigonometric ratios, trigonometric functions values, how to write in our previous video only. So today again I am repeating. Now let us write the cos. Cos 0. Look at this. When it is 0 degree, 0 radian angle, then cos is 1. It is 1. It will be here 1. This will be 1. When pi by 6 is 30, cos 30 is what? Root 3 by 2. So it will pi by 6 also will be root 3 by 2 only. Then cos pi by 4 will be same, 1 by root 2. You know this For 45 same only. For pi by 3 means 60. Cos 60 is what? 1 by 2. Then cos 90 pi by 2. No, cos that is 0. Then cos pi, look at this. Cos pi means when you come here, what is the cos value? Minus 1. So cos pi is minus 1. Cos 3 pi by 2, when you come from this point to this point, 3 pi by 2, that time cos is what? 0 again. Then when you come to twice pi form, means twice pi angle, you form twice pi angle here. By the moving points up to here, when you come, then you get cos what? 1. So cos twice pi is 1. These are the values of cos. Similar way, we can write the values of sine 10 also. 10 can be formed here only 0 by 1, 0. Okay. So 0 by 1, 0. 1 by 2 divided by root 3 by 2, because sine by cos is 10. So 2 to cancel, 1 by root 3. This will be 1. This will be root 3. This will not be defined. You can say infinity also. 1 by 0 is infinity. Infinity means very large, you can say. Means what number you can think of beyond that number. An idea only. In the infinity is not a number, or it is also written as not defined. We can say it is infinity also, or simply say not defined. Okay, dear students, you can write here not defined. I will give you the concept of infinity later on. So 0 by minus 1 is 0. This number by this one is again not defined, or you can say infinity, and this by this is 0 here. So this is the table of values of trigonometric functions for some particular angles. Values of t functions for values of t functions for particular angles. Particular angles. Okay, dear students, we learned. Dear students, look at this unit circle. What I am going to say to you that, you see, from here to here, this is a unit circle. From here to here, it is 1 unit length. That is, when we say from 0 to this point, it is 1 unit, 0 to A, or say O to A, this is our O. O to A is 1 unit. That is, somewhere here, this will be less than 1. This will be less than 1. Somewhere up to here, this will be again less than 1. So all these points which are from 0 to 1, their distance from the origin is less than 1. And in this side, this point's coordinate is minus 1. Here it is minus 1 comma 0. Minus 1 comma 0. So that means all these points which are here, their distance from the origin will be greater than, will be less than minus 1. So these numbers are greater than minus 1. Just you see, dear students, what I am saying, that from here to this point, the distance will be, this way it is 1 unit distance. Here also it is 1 unit distance. That means all these points which are lying between this point and this point, say this point is suppose B. The points which are lying between A and B, they are representing some numbers which are lying between 1 and minus 1. And they are actually represented by what? By the x coordinate. So this is x coordinate, this is y coordinate. When you select a point here, so when you say that its coordinate, this is your x coordinate, this is y coordinate. So you see, x coordinate is all the time is lying between minus 1 and plus 1. See what I am saying? Every time, whenever you take any point on this unit circle, your x coordinate will be between minus 1 and plus 1. It can be maximum plus 1. Suppose here I say a point is here. What is its x coordinate? You will say 1. When the point is here, A point is here means the arc has subtended here pi angle. That time the point is situated here. Then what is the x coordinate there? -1. So can it increase can it decrease again further than -1? No, because it is not going after -1. The circle is just passing through these 2 points only, that is 1 0 and -1 0 on the x-axis. So what we are coming into a conclusion that is x, the x values will be always be lying between -1 and +1, maybe equal to +1 or less than +1, and maybe greater than -1 or equal to -1. So x values will be lying between these two numbers only. X stands for what? Cos x, cos theta. It stands for cos of the angle subtended by the arcs at the center. Suppose this angle is here theta. When the point is here, the angle theta will be this much. So that means cos theta value will lie between two values. Cos theta value of cos theta will lie between -1 and +1. Cos theta will lie between -1 and +1. This is very important conclusion. Cos theta values will lie between -1 and +1. It cannot exceed +1 and it cannot go below -1 also. Smallest value of cos theta is what? -1. Means smallest value of x is -1 and the greatest value of x is +1. Like that. From that we come to this conclusion that smallest value of cos theta is -1 and greatest value of cos theta is +1. Cos theta value lies between this -1 and +1. So if we consider this cos theta as a function, that means this function's greatest value will be +1 and lowest value will be -1. Therefore, this function is going to give us all the values between two values only. Means when we define it as a function, suppose this is a function from real numbers, because you can take any real number. Theta represents any real number. Theta means the angle here. It can be any real number. Why any real number? You may think how it is any real number, because up to here pi by 2, then pi by 2, then pi by 2, then pi by 2, twice pi. At twice pi it is not finished. You must not think that at twice pi the angle formation is finished. It can be thought this way also. Suppose this is an axis around which a point is moving in circular path like this. Suppose it has completed one complete round, then it has formed here twice pi angle. Again, if it further goes like a spring like this, then it will be forming angles twice pi after twice pi or not, like this. So then when the point is here, when the point was here, that time suppose it has completed one complete round, that time it has formed at the center twice pi angle. When the point is here again, after one rotation, again it is rotating, again it has come into the similar position here. So again when it will come complete one round, then it will be another twice pi angle. So that will be 4 pi angle, 6 pi angle, then angle it will go on forming. So that is what we are saying, that this theta represents any real number, real value. It represents any real number it can take. Means pi is a real number, twice pi is a real number, pi by 6, pi by 3, pi by 4, all these are real numbers. So it can represent any real number. So then our domain is any real number. Real numbers domain means we are talking about theta. Then the function is cos theta, means y equal to cos theta. Then it gives us all values lying between -1 and +1. Smallest value is -1 and the greatest value is +1. That means we can say this, the set which is represented by -1, +1 in closed interval, this will be the range of this function, range, because y values lie between this -1 and +1, where -1 and +1 are also included. Is it understood, dear students? So similarly, y values, you see, what is the maximum y value here? If you look at the unit circle, it will be very clear to you. maximum y value is plus 1 and minimum y value is minus 1, because its coordinate is here 0, minus 1. So what you can say, dear students, y values also lie between minus 1 and plus 1. Y values means values on the y axis now. Maximum value y is represented by what? Sine of the angle theta, sine theta. So that means sine theta values will lie between minus 1 and plus 1, because maximum value of sine theta is plus 1 and minimum value of sine theta is minus 1. You know that ordinate is sine. This y stand for sine, x stand for cos. So then minus 1 will be the value of sine and plus 1 is the value of cos, sine. So maximum value is 1 and minimum value is minus 1. So we can conclude by saying that sine is lying between minus 1 and plus 1. So then from the real number set, if sine is considered as a function to this minus 1 to plus 1 in the in the interval minus 1 comma plus 1 in the interval, this is range, there is a function called sine function, sine of this angle, sine theta, y equal to sine theta for any real number, because theta is a similar way, theta can take any real number. This theta represents real number. So any real number, from real number to, so that means this is domain and range is minus 1 comma plus 1. So including minus 1 and plus 1. So sine functions range is minus 1 comma plus 1 in close interval, and cos functions also same, and domain is also same for both. So what we have understood, dear students, from this? So dear students, let us consider the real number line. This is the real number line, suppose, and I have marked here minus 1, 1 and 0. Okay. Now we have studied just now that we got that y equal to sine x. These functions values start, the minimum value of this function is minus 1 in the range and maximum value is plus 1. That means all the numbers which will be represented by this part of the number line, all the points, all these points which represents real numbers lying between minus 1 and plus 1, they will be the values of sine x. That means the range, we can say range of this function y equal to sine x function, y equal to or f of x equal to sine x. You can also write here f of x. Sine x is a function because when you put any value of x here, or says theta, you can say sine theta, say sine theta. It is a function in theta, suppose, or you can say x also. It is up to us. So let us say as x only. That will be more convenient. Sine x. So y equal to sine x or sine theta, whatever it is. So I am saying sine x since I started with sine x. So y equal to sine x or f of x equal to sine x, because we are saying the function in x, so we are writing it as sine x. So for this function, let's not say in theta. So for this function, the values will be, whenever we put any value of this x, means any real number we take, then domain is real number, so any real number you can take for x, and then the output will be always between minus 1 and plus 1. So this values, so range will be between minus 1 and plus 1, including minus 1 and plus 1, because sin x, its value can be minus 1 also and its value can be plus 1 also. Greatest value is plus 1 and lowest value is minus 1. Then what is the domain that I said here? Domain is real number. Any real value x can take, R. Then y equal to cos x or f of x equal to cos x function. So for this function, y equal to cos x, for this function also, since cos can take any real number, any real value, x can take any real number here. If it is y equal to cos x, f of x equal to, suppose, y equal to cos x, that then the domain will say real number. And cos x, its value also will be between -1 and +1. Just now we have studied. So the lowest value of cos x is -1 and the greatest value is +1. So all these points which will represent some real number between -1 and +1, they will be the value of cos x. So that is between -1 and +1, including -1 and +1. So it is in closed interval, that's why we have written. So this is the range of cos function. What about tan function? Just you see, tan x, if y equal to tan x. If y equal to tan x. Now tan is dependent on what? Sine and cos. Tan is a ratio, tan x ratio is dependent on sine and cos, because sine divided by cos or sine on cos is equal to tan. Now you see, this is denominator, we call it denominator, this is numerator. In the numerator's place, any value if you insert, it will do, because for x any real number you can take. Any real value means the angle can be any real number, no problem. In the numerator's place, you can take here 0 degree, 45 degree, say 0 radian, 45 pi by 4 radian, pi by 2 radian, pi by 6 radian, any value, twice pi, whatever, in the numerator's place. There is no problem with the numerator, because numerator of a fraction can be any real number. But there is a restriction with the denominator. Denominator of a fraction can never be 0. Condition, why? Because division by 0 is meaningless. So then this tan x will not get, if x is equal to, x represents an angle for which cos x becomes 0. Just you see, cos x will become 0 when? If x is equal to odd multiple of pi by 2. You recall, if x is equal to odd multiple of pi by 2 means you can say pi by 2, and then 3 pi by 2, minus 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, minus 5 pi by 2. For all these odd angles, cos is 0 or not. Just you see, look at this diagram. For this pi by 2 angle, for this corner, means quadrant, here the cos is 0. Again cos is 0 here. Means for 3 pi by 2, pi by 2, pi by 2, one more pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, that means up to here. So again there it is 0. Again after 5 pi by 2 means again pi by 2 plus pi by 2. Up to here 3 pi by 2, 4 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, again it is 0. Then 7 pi by 2, again it is 0. That is, for odd multiple of pi by 2, cos is 0. That means we have to avoid all those points when cos becomes 0. Here in the domain of tan x, we will write like this. Domain is the set of real number except or such that x does not take odd multiple of pi by 2, means twice n plus 1 pi by 2, because odd, when we say twice n plus 1 into pi by 2, where n stand for, n represents any integer. So n stand for integer, you can say. So for this odd multiple of pi by 2, this x, this tan x is not defined. That's why any real number it can take except this odd multiple of pi by 2. That is the domain. Now you see, dear students, range will be range of, because since any real number except odd multiple of pi by 2 it can, it can consider. That means we can get in the range also, for tan function the range also can be any real number, because it can take any real number except some particular values of x. So that means we can get any real number in the range. So the range also will be, range for this function will be any real number. You can say just real. For tan function the range will be any real number, because only this pi by 2 or 3 pi by 2 like that you cannot take, but other real number you can consider. So any real number you can get here, any real number you can get for tan function. Got the idea? So now let us go to another function. Now we have understood that the domain of tan function is real number except odd multiple of pi by 2. Then for cot function, you just see, cot is actually cot x is cos by sine. It is just reciprocal of tan function, that is cot x is equal to cos by sine. This time we have to avoid all those points for which sine becomes 0, because this denominator cannot be 0. Sine becomes 0 only when it is or this integral multiple of pi. Integral multiple of pi means when it is n pi. N pi means if it is sine pi, then it will be 0. If it is sine minus pi, then also it will be 0. If it is sine 2 pi, then also it will be 0. So all those values we have to avoid. That is, for cot function, when we will write the domain, we will have to write like this: all real numbers except x cannot take n pi real number, means odd integral multiple of pi it cannot take. So where n stand for integer. Okay, for otherwise all these values it can take, all the real numbers it can take. This x means the angle. This angle can be any real number except odd multiple of except integral multiple of pi. Then its range also will be the same way, dear students, like in tan function. What was the range? Because here except this number all it can take. So we can write its range also any real number, means real number, the set of real numbers. So in the range. Next comes cosec. Cosec is reciprocal of sine function. Sine function's reciprocal is cosec function. Y equal to cosec. Let us think about this. Now you see, if cosec is reciprocal of sine function, here I can just show you. See, cosec x is 1 by sine x, and sine x is not defined when x is n pi, odd multiple of pi. So sine x is not defined. So cosec is not defined when x is equal to n pi, means integral multiple of pi. It should not be 0, because 1 by 0 is meaningless. Then we have to say like this: the domain will be, means x can take which values? Real numbers, but x will not be able to consider n pi values, means when n is an integer. Okay, except this all values the x can take. That means our domain for cosec function will be x belongs to real number set such that x here what I say, I did not cancel this sign. X is not equal to n pi here also, and here also x is not equal to n pi. Understood, dear students? Where n represents what? Integer. Okay, this is the domain of cosec function. Now, dear students, you just think about the range. Just you see, sine function's range is lying between -1 and +1. Just you see, this is -1 and here it is +1. Dear students, sine function's range is between -1 and +1, including -1 and +1. Just you see, suppose this is the number line. I am talking about number line, real number line, -1 and +1. So all these points which are between -1 and +1, including -1 and +1, they will represent sine function's values. Now think about a number which lies between -1 and +1. Suppose I say 7 by 10, 7 on 10. That means it is a fraction, because its numerator is smaller. So that means it lies between -1 and +1. It is a positive number. That means it will lie after 0. Now you see, it's reciprocal because it can be the value of sine function. Sine x equal to, it can be 7 by 10. When we will say cosec of the same angle x, then it will be what? Reciprocal of 7 by 10, 10 by 7. And 10 by 7 is what? 1 and 3 by 7, which will be beyond 1, because it will be in the right hand side part of 1. Are you understanding what I am saying? Means it will be in this portion. In this portion it will be. In this part it will come. This 1 and 3 by 7 will come somewhere here. any number whichever you imagine between -1 and +1, their position will be beyond this +1 or beyond this -1 in the left hand side of -1. Think about a negative number, means smaller than 0. A number, say 7, -7/10, suppose you are thinking. Then when you say this is the value of sin x for some angle x, no? It is a value of sin x. Then its reciprocal cosec x will be what? -10/7, which will be -1 and 3/7. Got idea? So that will come here only, no? In the left hand side of -1. In the left hand side part of this -1 it will come. So what we can say, dear students, no value of cosec will be between -1 and +1, because cosec will take the reciprocal of sine, and sine is fixed. Sine is fixed between -1 and +1, including -1 and +1. Cosec also will take 1 and -1, means for some angle means pi/2 and -pi/2, and that is 3pi/2, 5pi/2. For all these angles, cosec will be -1 or +1. So cosec x can be equal to -1, or cosec x can be also equal to +1. That is, cosec also will take these two values, but inside between -1 and plus value, no value cosec can take. Why? Because cosec will be all the time reciprocal of sine. Sine is fixed. Sine will be always between -1 and +1, including -1 and +1. That's why when we say the range of cosec function, we have to say this part, means this part can be represented by writing 1 in interval. I have shown you how to write the set of points in intervals as set of points. 1 comma infinity. Infinity is not a number, that's why we need to keep a open bracket here, because it is not telling about a number. It is just an idea how far you can go. You can go to any distance far from here, means 1 in that side, right hand side of 1. And this part we can say as -infinity to -1. Here -1 is included, so it will be closed, and this will be open. That means these two set of values will be the values of cosec function. These two set of values. So in the range, we will write these two set of values only for cosec function. Got the idea, dear students? So writing these two set of values, we can just write like this: -infinity in open bracket, -1 close bracket, union this one, 1 comma infinity open bracket. Or you can write this whole thing under way also. Real number minus means excluding the points lying between -1 and +1. -1 and +1 in open bracket you write, because -1 and +1 are included, so they are in the range. But in between -1 and +1, all the points which are there, they are not in the range of cosec function. These points we are excluding from all real numbers. This you also can say, because this is also real number. This set also is real number. This set also is representing real number. So, but between that, all the real numbers that are there, they are not the values of cosec function. That's why we are not taking them. So this whole thing, you can say the range of cosec function either this way or this way. Okay. So we'll write now the range of cosec function is this one: r minus open bracket -1 comma +1 open bracket closed. Then sec function the similar way, dear students. Sec functions domain will be all real numbers except where cos is not defined, sec is not defined. Sec is not defined for these angles. Twice n plus 1 times of pi/2 means for odd multiple of pi/2, sec will not be defined because sec function is what? Sec x is 1 by cos x. So wherever cos x will become 0, they will not be able to come in this form, no? So it will not be defined otherwise. So okay, that's why we have to say domain is real number except x is equal to twice n plus 1 times of pi/2. Means for odd multiple of pi/2, sec is not defined. So this is domain. Then range will be similar to the range of cosec function. You can understand this why it is. Same explanation. So dear students, we stop here. In the next video again we will learn the remaining portion of our these trigonometric functions, circular functions also you can call it. Thank you.